Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for your weekly reading for the week of April 6th to April 12th, 2020. Keep in mind these messages can apply any which way as time and energy are fluid. Don't force it if it doesn't fit, and take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I hope you've had a beautiful weekend. I did just put out the weekend love readings last Saturday, or this past Saturday, I suppose last Saturday, so I will have those in the description. I will also have them on my channel. That said, I'm going to take a deep breath to connect deeper with my higher self and spirit, and I do implore you to do the same. Call to Spirit to please help myself and anyone watching this to hear, see, and know anything we need to hear, see, and know for the week of April 6th to April 12th, 2020. We're going to go ahead and do 3 shuffles and get into the energies for the week. I will be using Golden Dawn Tarot, Dragon Tarot, possibly some clarifiers, and closing with animal messages. Again, just because this is for this week doesn't mean it has to be this week. You can apply anytime you want it. Okay, cut the deck and see what's going to come through for you this week. So we have the 8 of Swords reverse, we have the 10 of Swords reverse, 2 of Pentacles reverse, 5 of Cups, Prince of Swords, the Lovers, 3 of Wands. Let's go ahead and straighten these out and we'll jump into the energies this week. See, I am drawn here to the Lovers and the 5 of Cups. Because when I see the 5 of Cups, that to me says there's a sense of focusing too much on failed relationships or just something that went wrong in your life. It can also represent the need to find a deeper sense of balance between the masculine and feminine energies. Because in the traditional Rider-Waite, with the 5 of Cups, we have 2 spilled cups in front of you. And when I see the Lovers, to me this is a major arcana version of the 2 of Cups. So while this can represent a divine partnership or soulmate energy, whatever you want to look at it as, we can also apply this to the internal experience. And so the Lovers can represent the union between masculine and feminine energies within yourself. Keep in mind it is not gender specific. But if we're taking a look at this overall energy here, I'm seeing the fact that the Prince of Swords is here with the 5 of Cups, the Lovers, and the 3 of Wands. Because the 3 of Wands, to me, it just feels like somebody is willing to take another chance on something. And that's what I'm seeing with this Prince of Swords, is like somebody has seen the truth, and they are moving along their way towards the Lovers and the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands to me representing the willingness to take another chance, to find some kind of playfulness in either a connection or their own life path, because I feel like this Prince of Swords can represent realizations of one's personal journey, realizations of one's life path, and things of the sort. But what I'm seeing here is there's a sense of not wanting to feel trapped or not wanting to be held down to situations that are reminiscent of things that they may have experienced in the past. Now, while this isn't particularly set out to do a love reading, it does seem to be kind of turning into a sort of love reading, but I feel like this can also apply to your internal experience. But this Prince of Swords can represent you or another person you were dealing with. The Prince of Swords does represent the signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, I'm seeing with this 2 of Pentacles reversed, it's, when I see it in the upright, it's the sense of balancing. There may be juggling multiple things. But I feel like when it's in the reverse, in the context of this reading, you may be coming to a phase of your life where you are recognizing what it is you should and shouldn't be juggling. Maybe you were juggling too many things and it was becoming burdensome. And that could be represented by this 10 of Swords reverse and 8 of Swords energy. The reason you may have felt so mentally burdened was because you were just either holding on to too many things within your mind, or you were trying to do too many things in your life. And so I feel like these cards, along with the overall energies here, are a reminder that it is okay to let go of things that are maybe burdensome to you, and recognizing the fact that, like, as you grow and as you shift, naturally the things that you wanted to do may shift as well. So I think it's learning to be okay with the fact that things in your life may be leaving right now, certain aspects of your experience may be on their way out, and so that in itself can be a painful experience, and it is totally okay to grieve the loss of your old life, to grieve the loss of what could have been, and it's going to play on so many different levels, so just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But we're going to go ahead and clarify a bit here for you. So clarifying the Eight of Swords reverse, we have the Eight of Pentacles reverse. Clarifying these cards here, we have the Ace of Wands. Clarifying, ooh, we have the Sun. Always a lovely card to have, especially next to the Lovers. Clarifying bottom of the deck, I will go ahead and pull the bottom of the deck. So let's see here. I'm feeling like somebody here is about to take a chance. It's going to take this person or you going to have to let go of something or walk away from something. That's what I'm seeing with this Eight of Pentacles reverse. You're going to have to leave behind things that aren't stable in your life. Even if you do see something as a potential, opportunity to grow, whether in a loving relationship or in a career, there is a sense of needing to let go of things that are holding you back from moving forward. But what I'm noticing here is the fact that we have the Ace of Wands with this Three of Wands and the Ten of Swords reverse. That's telling me it's a very similar story of this Eight of Swords reverse and Eight of Pentacles reverse. Because when we have the Ten of Swords reverse, that tells me that you may be caught in a mental loop. You may be caught in a lot of mental cycles. The Ten in the Tarot can represent endings, coming to the end of karmic cycles, the end of difficult cycles. But the fact that it's in the reverse tells me that there is a sense of being stuck in that, or there's like one last step. But it can also represent the fact that you're coming to the realization of what those cycles are. Because if it were a Nine of Swords, it would be a little more worrisome in the sense that you're just caught and you don't know which way to look or which way to go. But when it's a 10, even though it's in the reverse, it does feel like a helpful type of energy for you right now, especially with the Sun here and the Ace of Wands. The Sun and the Ace of Wands, I feel like, are very, very beautiful energies to have in any kind of reading, whether it is a relationship, love, career, personal growth, or a spiritual reading, what have you. Whichever way it resonates, these are two very beautiful cards to get. What this is telling me right now is that new opportunities that are going to be more conducive to your spiritual path are coming into your life, and they're coming to fruition. But again, this is going to take you letting go of the juggling, letting go of spreading your energy too wide, and learning to rein in on what it is you want to do, and just kind of get tunnel vision in that sense. Maybe narrow in on a couple of things that you're very, very passionate about, whether that's a relationship or a career path or a project. But also recognizing, like, you don't always have to monetize everything you do. So let's say that may have been what was keeping you off of balance, and now that you're in a situation where you may have a little bit more time on your hands, you're recognizing, hey, maybe I don't really need to do this in this way. And so you're kind of looking at things in a new way and understanding that you can build your life in a way that is going to be more conducive to your mental, emotional, and spiritual balance and peace. But when I see the Queen of Wands reverse, this can represent another person you're dealing with. It is a fire sign energy, so what do we have? Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But I see the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands in the reverse. When I see the Queen of Wands in the reverse as this kind of clarifying energy here, it's feeling like this new opportunity is going to really force you to change the way in which you operate going towards your dreams. Because when I see the Queen of Wands in the upright, that to me tells me somebody is very, very passionate, somebody who has a lot of control over their emotions. They don't let them run too wild, but they do act on their passions. And so when it's in the reverse, that's telling me there is a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Acting solely off of your passions, acting solely off of very intense emotions, instead of taking the time to understand where those emotions might lead you should you act upon them. And so it's a reminder that, yes, it's okay to chase your dreams and act off of passionate emotions. But if you don't have any kind of foresight and you don't take into consideration the things that have happened in the past, you may very well end up in a very similar situation to this Ten of Swords reverse. And I feel like that's why that is here. You may find yourself in a situation where you feel trapped again. You may feel this Eight of Swords reverse energy. You feel trapped again because you didn't heed the advice of this Queen of Wands reverse. You didn't take a look into yourself and really see what it is you're feeling and if you should act on that. And if you do act on that, is it going to lead you somewhere that is going to look like the past? Considering the fact that we don't always have complete foresight of every single situation, I feel like, yes, you can get insight, you can get intuitive hits, downloads, channelings, and even clair abilities. But I feel like with the fluidity of time and energy and just however many paths there are, depending on which actions you take, I mean, it's infinite, you know what I mean? So it's recognizing that and really staying in alignment. And I think that's important here, is like staying in alignment with your own authenticity, your own truth, and your own passions, and not being swayed by other people. Because if this is representing somebody else you're dealing with, maybe this person isn't so excited about the fact that you are finding new happiness elsewhere, or you're finding happiness in things that you may not have before, and maybe that's taking away time from a person, a relationship, or another career opportunity, right? Because once you start doing other things, naturally you're going to be spending time away from other things. So it's recognizing the fact that, yes, you may be finding fun in this relationship or fun in this career path or spiritual journey, but to not forget the other things in your life that are important to you, and to find a balance between all of those. But we're going to clarify with the Mystical Cats Tarot. Okay, those wanted to come out, so we'll take these. What do we have here? We have the Six of Pentacles. Where should I put this? I'll put it here. We have Grace and the Nine of Cups reverse. So I am feeling like, oops, there does seem to be somebody coming through that is a little bit disheartened with the fact that you may be giving them less attention, but it doesn't feel like, when we have the Emperor, but I do believe it came out in the reverse. I'll take that. So we'll move you down here. So we have the Emperor reverse, so this could represent a twin flame situation. It could represent your inner masculine energies. But I feel like, if anything, this does represent somebody that seems to be coming through. I am actually drawn to the fact that we have the Nine of Pentacles reverse here too. Let's go ahead and bring that out as well. So it feels like there's a lot of selfish energy on the table right now. If you are watching this and this resonates with you, it really feels like somebody else wants to come through as this Queen of Wands. This can represent you, but to me, I'm feeling like very similar to what we were going through in part 3 of the weekend love readings. The Emperor, I believe, came out in the reverse for Sagittarius, for Capricorn, and Aquarius. And I believe in a few of the other readings for the other parts we may have had some masculine energy come through, where this feels very similar, but it's a different kind of perspective right now. And so what I'm seeing here, now this is making a bit more sense. We're starting to get another story coming along here. So the first half of this reading seemed to be really focused on your own spiritual path and, you know, finding balance by exploring new opportunities. But what I'm seeing now is this is starting to take shape of a masculine energy you may be dealing with, keeping in mind this can apply to your internal masculine energy or an external person you may be dealing with. If you do resonate with the twin flame journey, definitely take a look into this if you feel drawn to. But if it doesn't fit, please do not force it. And if you don't resonate with the twin flame journey or any type of soulmate energy, you know, I don't judge you. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Maybe there's a message in here for your internal masculine energies, right? But I am quite guided to speak on the twin flame journey a lot, I'll be honest. I did mention that in the Scorpio reading for the past weekend love reading. That was a big reason why I started doing these readings, because Spirit wanted me to speak on it in a way that wasn't just me making like a meme or like a text post on Twitter and then posting it. Spirit really wanted me to share my own personal perspective. So again, keep in mind, like, it's just my perspective, is subjective, and it doesn't mean it's the ultimate truth, because I understand everybody's experience of the twin flame journey is different. But what I'm seeing here with this divine masculine energy, it seems to be as if this person is understanding what a reciprocal situation should look like, and is recognizing ways in which they may have been too selfish. Right, and that's what I'm seeing with this Nine of Cups reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. These to me represent a very self-indulgent and selfish energy. It feels like this person is moving out of that energy, and I feel like this person, this Emperor reverse, whoever this represents right now, they are in a space of really recognizing a lot of the ways that their own selfishness has really just brought misfortune into their lives, right? And so now I feel like they're going to move a lot more gracefully coming in the future, and that's what I'm seeing here with this Grace card and the Six of Pentacles. They are learning to give to themselves more. They are learning to recognize what it means to give to another person without taking away from themselves, and they're doing so in a way that is going to be graceful. I mean, if you're looking at the pictures on this card, you're seeing this cat, the Siamese cat, walking along the ledge in which the waters are very tumultuous, right? And so to me, this represents a tightrope kind of energy where whoever this person is, they're really facing the storm head on. They're facing the storms of their emotions head on. They're doing the inner work. They're doing the shadow work, and they're really facing themselves. And I feel like they're doing so to really better themselves. And it does feel like whoever this person is may very well want to come through, but I'm feeling like right now is the time for the inner work. It's very similar. That has been coming out for a while. I feel like the internal masculine experience collectively is in a space of really taking time to slow down, facing yourself, becoming a better person in every way you can, and that just seems to be across the board, not only for masculine experience, but for everybody right now. And so what I'm seeing here, this Queen of Wands, now I'm seeing can represent you if we're looking at it in a twin flame type of situation. While we don't have any counterparts, this does represent a feminine energy on the table. And so what I'm seeing right now, whoever this feminine energy is, maybe this is you, maybe this is another person. It feels like their back is turned right now. They may be in a space of focusing on themselves. So this can kind of talk about the messages that came out earlier. This person can very much be in a space of finding new happiness, finding new peace within themselves, focusing on their spiritual path, and really just being creative, having fun, just being in the flow of their own energy. And I feel like that may be causing this masculine energy here to feel a bit at odds with themselves, because they're like, wow, this person isn't really reaching out, or they're not coming around the way they used to, and I feel like it's not personal, as it usually never is. A lot of the times it's just because people need time for themselves. They need time to focus on themselves. They may have just, embarked on a new project, and they're spending all the time pouring themselves into that project. And so I'm kind of seeing two sides of the cards right now. I saw the situation earlier with the person focusing on their path, spending time on whatever it is they found that was the new opportunity. And then I'm seeing the flip side of that, where this person here is feeling like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm happy for you, but like, I'm also not happy for you because like, I don't get your attention. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. Feels a little bit unhealthy, I'll be honest. And the fact that we do have these two reverse energies here, it does feel like a very narcissistic type of energy. Like I said, they're happy for you, but they want your attention and they want your energy. In a way, it's kind of weird. It feels almost like an energetic vampire type of energy, where this person doesn't necessarily want to focus on themselves as much as you're focusing on themselves. But by you focusing on yourself, you're pushing this person to find ways to focus on themselves a bit more. And so even though you may not be doing this for somebody else, I think it's important to recognize that you doing the work on yourself and doing what it is you feel is right for you by focusing on your own passions is naturally going to affect the world around you and the relationships in your life. We're going to go ahead and get the closing message here at the Animal Oracle. Okay. Closing message, we're going to get two of them. We have the panda and we have the orangutan. Panda says, enjoy the sanctuary of solitude to regain self-esteem and tranquility. Orangutan says, working to live joyously, not living to work. So I feel like this is a message to the masculine here and the feminine on this side, right? It's actually quite interesting how these are coming out. I mean, it's like we're looking at both the masculine and the feminine, both internally and externally. And so what I'm seeing with the panda here says, enjoy the sanctuary of solitude to regain self-esteem and tranquility. I feel like this is a message to the masculine. It is a reminder that this time alone and this time by yourself is needed, and you should utilize it wisely in the sense of taking the time to face your emotions and regain your self-esteem, and really taking a look at the ways in which your ego has run your life and learning to kind of find a balance between your ego and your higher self. Not completely killing the ego. I don't personally feel like killing the ego is necessary. I feel like your ego is the way in which you experience the external world, right? So if you killed your ego, you would have no external experience. My personal opinion there. Take it resonates, leave it doesn't. And what I'm seeing here is you need to find that balance. You need to not let your ego run the show, so to speak. You need to really tap into your higher self, tap into your higher intuitive knowledge. But if we're taking a look at this feminine side with the orangutan, it says working to live joyously, not living to work. So it's a reminder that while you may have found something that you love and something you may be really, really passionate about, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. And again, that's going to mean something different to everybody. So if you feel like you're doing something maybe just to become successful for whatever that means to you, realize that that may have negative effects down the line. Let's say like maybe 2 to 3 years down the road, and you're well into whatever it is you decided to pour your time and energy into, and maybe you find yourself burnt out, you find yourself not motivated to do the thing anymore. And I think the reason that happens is because you're needing to evaluate your motivations in the first place, and realizing that it is okay to change your mind, and it's okay to change courses. So this kind of comes back to this energy I saw earlier with the Five of Cups and the Ten of Swords reversed with the Two of Pentacles, and which is also reversed, and the Eight of Swords reversed. It's really learning to recognize that you can choose the Ace of Wands in the Sun, like the cards that came out earlier. Like, you can choose a new way of living. You can choose to pour your energy into something else, and it's totally okay to change your mind, no matter how far you are into whatever it is you've poured your time into. Because I feel like if we just keep ourselves chained to what it is we thought we wanted to do, we're going to end up very unhappy because we're doing something that our old self loved, but maybe our current self doesn't love as much, right? So this reading seemed to take on like the side of two different people, and then a nice little message for a third type of energy that wanted to come through at the end there. But that's really all that's coming through. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please send me an email to jzargoshepard@gmail.com. I love you all so much, and I hope you stay safe and stay calm out there. But I will see you in your next reading. Bye-bye.